And good morning from Scotty, Ray, and Candace. It is what day of the week?
The Wednesday, the 19th.
See, you're on top of your game today.
I am.
Look, I didn't realize this, but you know how you're driving down the road and something catches the corner of your eye?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I really think Peg Bundy lives in Meridian, Mississippi.
Oh, really?
I had taken my mama out yesterday.
She had big hair?
She had big hair and some of the shortest shorts I've ever witnessed. They're red with high heels, stockings, and it looked like maybe
What street were y'all on?
I was going 70, so I didn't really get to get the full picture, but I think it was a tube top, and she was going into a laundromat to wash her clothes. She had her basket in front.
Maybe she's trying to find a date at the laundromat.
Something like that was what, but I hadn't seen that in quite some time, but it was old Peg. She had going on, is all I can say.
She stepped back in that time.
She's probably gonna get a free washing out of that.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say.
Lord, I might need to put my business card in there, give her a new hairstyle.
Well, I guess this is going on all week, is it not? The Democrat National Convention, is that every night?
I think so. I know I watched it last night. I ain't looking forward to tonight, but I watch Fox News a lot, and they were covering it. So
Yeah.
I did catch some of it last night till I couldn't stomach anymore. And
It just whoop right over my head. I
yeah.
forgot all about it.
Yeah.
But Eva what's that woman's name?
Longoria.
She was on Desperate Housewives. I know
Yeah.
she stood up for. And then they also had the governor who used to be, or maybe he still is, the Republican governor from Ohio. You remember when they held the convention there 4 years ago? He wouldn't even show, wouldn't support. He was in there speaking for the Democrats. I think maybe, I'm going out on a limb here, folks, that maybe he doesn't like Trump. I'm just saying.
Probably not, yeah.
But again, I think that's going to be on television tonight. If you'd like, it's there to watch for you to make a decision. And again, all of the complaints, this, that, and the others, every 4 years, you get to vote. If it bothers you what's going on, go out and vote. If you approve of what's going on, you better go vote also.
That's exactly right. Just like we said the last time, if your children's livelihood is at stake here, and the future of this country, the future of our children, our grandchildren. I don't agree with a lot of the issues.
Well,
not that I'm right. I'm not 100% right.
Nobody is, but one side, and and I'll stay away from who is who, but one side believes in abortion, one side does not.
Right.
And that's a pretty big stickler. It is in the Deep South anyway.
Yeah.
Not everybody agrees with us, but that, in my opinion, that's a child of God.
I guess what I tend to focus on most is the things that are happening in this country today.
Yeah.
If you agree with those things happening, I have a problem. I'm not saying that, if you're Democrat or Republican, if you agree with those things, if you agree that these people in the street are peaceful protesters that we are seeing on the TV, they are not.
No, it's
this man getting kicked in the head.
Oh yeah, and we've got that coming up on that. And I've heard this and that of maybe the guy's really hurt. I hadn't officially seen the report, and that was out of Portland. The guy that was attacked, drug out of his truck.
Right.
Ooh,
and there was a passenger in the truck too that they jumped on her and was beating her up, and it's just horrible. I just can't imagine the young boy, that we reported
the little 5-year-old boy
that was shot in the yard. I see Fox covering that. I did not hear it brought up at all last night.
Now there's a little bit, and it's not a ton. I'm seeing some on Facebook of it floating around, but it's not. Like when something's big, normally every time your feed will have something about it.
And I know that was not a political thing that happened, and I don't think anybody should bring it up for political gain. But when they just kept on talking about other things, and praising that, I don't know. It just bothers me.
That little boy was minding his own business in his yard and was killed.
Exactly right.
And we hope justice will be done.
He has no voice.
No, he does not.
And we do share things on Facebook. Remember him, say his name, Cannon, his name. And we do share things about that. But there's people in power in this country who could do something to remember this child.
Yeah, they
and
could
help these parents out. And I just think they should.
All right.
Anyway, that's all. I'm off that soapbox.
All right, coming up, we've got a quick look at your forecast, and we'll be back in a few moments with some local and some national news.
Right.
The Lauderdale County Farm Supply exit 151 off the interstate is where you need to go for anything to do with an animal. Speaking of, if your dog needs a bowl, a treat, a toy, They've got all of that. That's what the Lauderdale County Farm Supply is. They're there for your animals 100% of the time, along with great deals on some boots. If you're stocking up, getting ready for those winter months ahead, make sure to get some of these great boots that are waterproof and, well, keep your feet dry when you need to be. Along with deer season as it approaches, the Power Station from Rack 1, they've got those. Of course, deer love those, along with deer cameras. As we get ready, of course, it's feed and seed time next month as we start breaking ground, getting ready for everything to be planted. They've got everything that you'll need with that, from wheat to ryegrass, the whole 9 yards. Along with, now this is coming up in September, not too far off, Fish Day. That's going to be on Friday, September the 18th at 8:45 until 9:30 a.m. Channel fish, of course, largemouth bass. Talk to them about it at the Lauderdale County Farm Supply. They'll deliver, tell you the whole thing about stocking your ponds. Also, if you're needing feed for your horses, they got that, along with deer corn, corn for your pigs, whichever you want to do with it. Also, a great gun selection with scopes and the whole 9 yards in the back there, along with everything else that you need to take care of business at the Lauderdale County Farm Supply. Exit 151 right off the interstate is where you need to go, and they'll certainly take care of you. Well, as we switch to our forecast this morning, brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative, we still watch what's going on with these possible tropical storms that are developing. As we look at this, the National Weather Service tells us there are two systems, as you'll see them there on the screen. The first system is dubbed as Invest 97L. Why, I don't know, but they're tracking it through the Eastern Caribbean Sea. Its fast movement should prevent it from becoming a future threat. That's what they're hoping. For now, the system has a chance of developing over the next 5 days. They'll watch it. The second one is located about halfway between Africa and the Lesser Antilles, also being tracked by the National Hurricane Center. The system is known as 98L, or Invest 98L. It's been given a high chance to form into a tropical depression or storm in the next couple of days as it tracks west-northwest. There's a lot of rainfall with this. It's going to be coming upon Puerto Rico, so if you've got some friends there, let them know that, along with the Virgin Islands by Friday and into the weekend. Too early to tell yet if it's going to be coming ashore of the mainland of the U.S., but we'll watch that. Always a strong possibility with what's going on. So we'll watch that very closely over the next couple of days. As we turn to locally, we'll switch over to our radar here, and as we see no rain in our area right now as we watch this, all clear in East Mississippi and West Central Alabama. Our forecast calling today for, well, it's pretty nice weather. There is a 30% chance of showers late in the afternoon after 3 o'clock. Sunshine otherwise up until then. About 93 for our high. Tonight, still a continued 30% chance of rain. That should end by 7:30 tonight, no later than that. Otherwise, 68 for our low, down into the 60s. That's a good call. Now, tomorrow, it looks like we're going to be getting rain, 70% chance of rain, high near 90. As we move into Friday, an 80% chance of showers. So we do have this in chances of rain throughout the weekend. So expect pretty nice day today. Late in the afternoon, a chance. And by tomorrow, our chances increase heavily with more rain coming up. So that's what's in our future. We're watching it very closely. And as always, we'll come back should there be a severe thunderstorm warning or anything that could threaten you to be severe. We'll track it street by street right up into your doorstep to make sure that you're absolutely safe. Coming up, we'll join Candace once again with some news stories here in a moment.
During these challenging times, there are some things that you can count on every day. One of them is that Rick Justice Automotive will work hard to help you find just the right vehicle. Rick Justice has late model, low mileage vehicles and 72-month, 72,000-mile warranties available on all vehicles. Come see us today, and we'll show you how we've been helping your friends and relatives find the car, truck, or SUV that was right for them. We will earn your business.
And welcome back with Scotty, Ray, and Candace. As we turn to some news stories, and right before we came back, I asked Candace if she ever watched Lawrence Welk.
I did.
Why?
Sure did.
Because we didn't have a choice.
Yeah. I can remember sitting in my grandmother and grandfather's living room, shelling peas, helping my grandparents shell peas, and we watched Lawrence Welk.
Yep.
Of course, I had to watch all of the soap operas too. You know, in the summertime,
It was what did he say? A 1 and a 2 and a 3.
Yeah.
And everybody our age would know that.
Right.
So if you're younger than us, well, shame on you. Good morning. As we turn to some news stories, and our first one is about getting even. Have you ever been in an argument, Candace, to where you just wouldn't give it up and you just keep on arguing with somebody?
You know, I have not. Now that I say my piece, or I get to a point and then I blow up, and then I don't just keep nagging. But
I think this one started over a landline dispute where two neighbors, they were two farmers, and they tried to outgrow each other, and then there was a landline fight. One of them dies first, so a family starts noticing all these dead animals at the gravesite, and they thought maybe at first they were eating the flowers. So then they take a step further and put up deer cameras, and they catch the neighbor dressing up as an old woman with wigs coming out dumping the stuff. He's been arrested. He's going to have to pay $2,500 to replace the headstone because it stained it real bad with what he did.
That's just kind of gross.
Yeah, oh, it is, but it's the ultimate.
Awful.
I'm not going to give this up. This fight's going to keep going. He just
kind of like beating. You know, they call it beating a dead dog.
Yeah.
Except you take the dog and lay it up there.
That's right.
Yeah.
A lot similar. What was it? But it ended good. Grumpy Old Men.
Yeah.
That's kind of what that was.
I love that movie.
It is funny, isn't it? Now, and I thought we would share this. As we bring up this right here, we go to, have you ever been walking down the street? This was in China. Now, this is a picture. I'm going to show you the video. This man is walking down the street with his dog, and all of a sudden, a cat falls out of nowhere and knocks him out. So let me pull that up.
That would be my luck, Scotty Ray.
Would that not just be awful?
I would be the one. I could be the only one walking down through there, and a cat. That'd be my luck.
Oh, and I pulled up the wrong screen. So let me go here. Yeah, I got it going on now. All right, let's go back here to this. Now, I'll show you just a clip of this. This is on YouTube if you want to look for yourself. Here he goes. He's right here on the right.
Oh, my gosh. That was a hard hit.
And the bad part is tons and tons of people keep walking by not helping the guy. But, hey.
Look, his little sweet dog with the shoes or whatever he's got on his feet.
And he goes to run the cat off.
Yeah.
So.
That looks like Kurt's cat.
Hello and welcome.
But it just keeps, it doesn't.
That is a mean cat.
But it just keeps on and on of people just walking by, leaving the guy.
Yeah, that's awful.
So.
Look, one looks like he's taking pictures over there on his bike.
Let me see here. Let's pull it back up. Yeah, I believe it is.
Look, let's take a picture of this. I want to put this on my
But America,
page.
now that you
That's
bring that
awful.
up, America has really gotten bad about that. If a fight breaks out, somebody's hurt, they want to. If a car's on fire, they want to video it instead of pulling the person.
Instead of helping somebody. Yeah.
Where's it going to end?
I know.
Now, this is what you brought up a few minutes ago. The hunt is on for this guy. He's been identified, and they are searching for him. And I thought I had his name, and I didn't put it up there, and for the life of me, can't remember. But he's been identified as the man that drugged this gentleman out of his truck and kicked him in the head. And, you know, I don't know how seriously, there's been reports, unconfirmed reports, that he may have passed away. But
Yeah, I saw that today also. I'm not sure if that's a true statement or not, but
this is where things are bad in America. When
Right.
does it make it okay to do this to another human being?
Right.
Whether it doesn't matter what nationality you are, that ain't right.
it's not right. And if he gets away with that, that's
Well, defund the police. Where do you think
totally
this in the end will go?
yeah.
More and more this is going to happen. I saw a video this week, speaking of, to where they had said in one of these big cities to where they're going to cut it down to where if you steal anything less than $900, they do nothing to you. So if you own a small business, 4 or 5 people stealing $895.
Yeah, that's right. Go steal $895. You can't do nothing to you about it. That's
And
crazy.
they're going under. There's no way that America can survive with losses like that. You have to, like a convenience store. You know how many Coca-Colas you got to sell to make $900?
Yeah. Well, that's just like we were talking about the other day. People who own businesses, who rioters are looting the businesses and stuff, and they're claiming, oh, they have insurance, it's fine, go ahead and do it. These people, it takes them a long time to recover.
Yeah, and as you brought up, the Democrat National Convention is going on, and Michelle Obama spoke, and she did jump on Trump a little bit there.
Yeah.
And for you, if you remember the border, what she was talking about was the border where the kids were held in cages or cell blocks, however you want to word it. But the Obama administration did build them, and that was sort of left out. And the AP did fact check that, so it is 100% true. But listening to the convention, you wouldn't know that. Now, next week, the Republicans will have their turn, and the Sandman is going to be there. I saw it. You know, the little kid that was standing there minding his business, and the Indian was beating on the...
Yeah, he won a big lawsuit.
Yeah, several, and he still has like 9 more to go.
Oh, yeah.
So that's up and coming. So if you want to watch that, that's going to be next week. Now, and I really searched high and low to find a flattering picture of Susan B. Anthony, and I couldn't find one.
You know, it's so funny because all those pictures back then, I made the comment the other day. We were somewhere, and I saw a picture of these two women. They were in this picture. Neither one were smiling. And I told my husband, I was like, why do all these women, all these pictures of these people back a long time ago, they just look angry. They just look mad all the time. Like,
do you think it had a lot to do with the photographer saying, stay still, don't move your face, that kind of thing?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if maybe they were just like,
well, it was hard times.
In a bad mood.
They didn't have indoor plumbing, number one. What do they call those pots that you had to use?
Like a wash pot?
It was something like that, but I think it had a different name that I ought not say after it hit me. But you kept that under your bed there.
Yeah.
Your slop jar.
Oh, yeah.
Is another.
Let me tell you, I did, I want to just like.
Did you have a slop jar?
No, I did not. But when I was in college, I did a interview of my grandmother. And I, of course, put everything word for word, just like she said it, And I just was not aware of how hard they did have it back then. I mean, they would take, to make a scrub brush, they would take a piece of wood and bore holes in it and, take corn husk and dip them in water and twist them and put them through there and cut them off. And that was their brushes. I mean, they had to sweep the yard.
Washing clothes was not that easy either back then. There was a washboard.
Right. They would take and put milk in the side of a hill and
try to keep it
cool.
Because
it was cold because they didn't have any other way to do it. So, I mean,
we really don't realize how good we've got it.
We don't. And if you even think back to a year ago, some of the things that you complained about, they really weren't that bad, were they?
No, it was not.
No.
Our lives have drastically changed since January of this year. And I'm afraid, and I hate to break this to you, that it ain't over yet.
That's right. It can always get worse. Just pray.
That's all we can do. As we continue on with our news stories, and of course this has been making, let me pull this down more to show it correctly. This has been making a lot of headlines, and I'm not up to par on it as most folks are, but the Postmaster General has called off all mailbox closures to where they were going around picking them up and until after the election is over so that nothing can be said that it halted or caused any trouble.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's a good idea. Just go ahead and just, end that right there. Because, I mean, there was just so much talk about Trump was having them do this. And,
right. And all that will do is just muddy the water and give somebody something to talk about for the next 10 years.
But I will say the mail-in thing, that was a thing last night that Michelle Obama made sure she put in to her thing. She told everybody to go ahead and request your mail-in ballots.
But, all right, has it been approved, though? I don't think it's really been approved.
I don't know. She told everybody she said, immediately start requesting your mail-in ballots. And then my mother, I was visiting her, and she said that she's already gotten something in the mail from Trump, about something about mailing in. So I guess they're just getting prepared.
But I really thought it had not been officially approved. I think it's been kind of verbally everybody's accepting that it's coming, but I could be wrong.
So if they do mail in, though, is it a strictly mail in, no polls?
No,
or can you just opt to do it if you want to?
I don't know.
I mean, so how are you going to keep people from doing both?
Yeah, that's a good question. When will the day come to where, because everybody, and this is just a thought, everybody in the United States has a unique fingerprint,
right? To
where you go in and without ID, you use your thumbprint to vote. What is wrong with that? Am I forgetting something?
I think that's a great idea.
And, that could do a lot of things.
I mean, we can take our cell phones and open the screen by our face features now.
I've heard that.
Mine does that.
I don't want mine to do that.
But when I have my mask on, it does not. But if you have a teenage child and you need to get in their phone, take a picture of them, blow it up.
Oh, really?
Right.
You learned that, huh?
Yes, you do.
Huh. I don't even like having the 5-digit number on your phone because mine will go black and then I'll have to hit it again, and I hate doing it so bad.
Yeah.
So mine's unlocked. As we go to our next story, this is going to happen to a lot of businesses as this pandemic has done so much damage. Pizza Hut is going to close 300 of their stores. One of their major players that is a entrepreneur is going to shut them down. Now, compared to Domino's, where Domino's shot up 30% this quarter, Pizza Hut did not in the locations that were set up for the dine-in.
Yeah.
So they got tore up pretty bad over that. And rumor is that they'll close these down and possibly open up the smaller, kind of like Little Caesars type places.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. So we have one locally.
Pizza Hut? I have a couple. I think one on North Hill Street and
So are
Frontage
those going
Road.
to close, you think?
It's not on. I don't know. I hadn't seen the list.
I like that you can go in and they have like a little buffet.
That's
I like
pretty good.
That. Yeah. So.
And they have one waitress.
Yeah.
And I've known her for years. She's a sweetheart, but she
Yeah, we used to go all the time.
she works her hiney off. I'm just going to tell you if y'all been in there lately. As we move on to our next story, and I'll hit the right button. This is what it's come down to: the top 5. And I can't say now. This will be voted on. They'll come back September the 2nd and vote on it again. Do you see anything that just really lights your world?
I mean, I'm not real wild about any of them,
Me
but
either.
if I had to choose out of the 5, I would choose the first one on the top.
I don't know what the tree is on the bottom. Maybe it's a magnolia, and I just don't know it.
I think it
Would-
looks maybe like a magnolia, but
Very little bitty bushes on it. It's
Yeah.
all I don't know.
yeah.
But that's the choices now. That one will head to the ballot in November. It has to receive 51% to be approved. If not, they'll have to go back and redesign. I know there's still lots of talk of people wanting the old flag brought up, but that's not going to happen. They don't want it to happen, and it's not going to happen.
I don't know. I mean, I think they should listen to the people.
But they're not.
I know.
Babyface Tate even said within 3 days of that, I will let the people vote. And then what did he do?
Yeah. Well, they should hold him to that. Somebody should hold him to that.
And I haven't been out a lot, but there, one of the big things that I do hear is when his name is brought up, they call him one-term Tate.
I have heard that too.
Regardless
I know
of-
he's had a lot.
He has.
on him
He
and stuff,
has
but-
had a lot thrown on him, and whether or not you like the old flag or dislike it or loved it, he did say he would let the voters vote on that, and that is going to bite him.
I wish people would focus more on
Are real problems
real problems in this
like
country
children that are killed.
than a piece of. I mean, and I hate to call it a piece of cloth, but it is a flag, and it is to represent our state, and it was one put there, and they've taken it down. So to me now, what is this? I mean, what does this really represent? This new flag?
I don't know. The "In God We Trust" on it. Let's say
Now-
that somebody
now,
doesn't like that in 3 years.
That's right. I mean, when do you draw the line? Like,
Because
when-
they did have it set up to where no one could do away with the flag, but they did.
Yeah, what's going to stop them from getting rid of our United States flag?
That-
Changing it. I mean, if somebody.
Doesn't like it.
That's right.
And of course, that is a big issue right now with people kneeling and this, that, and the other.
Right.
There's a lot to think on when it comes to election. Your vote does affect things for years.
Yeah.
So-
And I didn't, when I said it's just a piece of cloth, I'm not talking about the original. I'm talking about something they're going to put up now. It's not going to have the meaning to a lot of people. is
Yeah,
what
I
meant.
know what you meant by
I just
that.
didn't want anybody to misconstrue what I said.
If you'll go back, what was that movie that Robert Redford in? I think he had a birthday this week, didn't he?
I'm not sure.
The Castle, where he was put in prison. He was a general, and he's putting up the American flag, and the flag is absolutely everything. You got to have something to.
Yeah.
It represents you. So anyway, that's a quick look at news. We do appreciate it. And coming up, we'll take a closer look, a recap of your weather in just a moment. Well, one thing's for sure, we're all going to need groceries. And why not shop at a great place, the Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, where you can get ripe tomatoes for $1.59 a 4-pack. You can also get fresh celery stalk, $1.49. That's a great deal. Along with blueberries, $2.99 a pint. You can pick up on real mayonnaise, $1.89, the Piggly Wiggly brand for a 30-ounce jar. Piggly Wiggly hamburger dill chips, the 32-ounce jar, you can get that for a mere $1.79. Great on hamburgers. Also, don't forget granulated sugar, 2-pound bag, the Piggly Wiggly brand for only $1.29. And also the Piggly Wiggly cheese puffs or curls, you can get that 6.5-ounce bag for $1. That's a bargain. Also, when it comes to drumsticks, they've got plenty of that. Also, the ribeye steaks, the family pack, $11.99 a pound. That's great for the family pack there. Also, you can get the Mariah sliced bacon, the 24-ounce, for $5.99. It's a great deal. Where do you get all of this? The Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, where you'll find Joe and all his friendly staff. I was out there, I think, yesterday afternoon. We got my mom some groceries. It was a great experience. Always friendly staff to help you out up and down every aisle. All you got to do is ask for help. Well, as we go back to recap our weather today of what's going to be going on, let's go back and take a look at our extended forecast and see what to expect over the next 7 days. As we roll in, as we said, tomorrow, that 80% chance down to a 50 on Friday. Over the weekend, now there's some that are predicting that there's going to be about a 40% chance on Saturday, but we're going to go with the 20% chance at this point. We're still a few days out. Sunday, we're still getting a 30% chance. But again, there's a few days there to see how that really turns out. But we'll go with that. But again, this afternoon, as we track back on that weather, it's going to be a pretty nice day. Afternoon showers coming in late, about 30% chance after 3:30 is what I would expect at this point. So be ready. High is going to be about 93, otherwise sunny, and it will be warm. So that's kind of what to expect when it comes to the weather for today. You can kind of plan your day around all of that. Well, as we turn to Highway 494, yeah, that's right, the Freeman brothers. Go out and see them. They'll help you out. Steve and Keith, they always got something going on around there. You can get a great deal on a lawnmower right now. End of the year, talk to them about a great deal. 601-626-8759 is the number to call. Also, those LS tractors, when you're needing something to take care of, if you got a lot of work going on from buckets, if you're needing something that's new, yours is wore out or never had one, see them. They'll make you a great deal, along with all the accessories from Bush Hog. Maybe yours has got more holes in it than you know what to do with. You wore it out. Well, they can fix you up with a new one, along with the Benchy. Now, we've talked about this. It's the Warrior 1000. It's the largest made. They come out of Texas is where they're made. 0% for 60 months. Now, you can get this, as I said, they can order it. If you're tired of being cold and hot, you can get AC on these now, air conditioning and heat. Wouldn't that be nice? And of course, you can get radios and all that kind of good stuff put in them. It'll be just like being in your vehicle. How many times have you gotten in one and that old cold wind cuts you? Well, Freeman Tractor can cure that for you. Go by and see Steve. He'll get you hooked up on it, along with different styles and chooses to go from whatever color you're looking for. If you want the more traditional one, they got those as well. As you go through these racing ones, they've also got them white, tan, that sand color. Where do you get it? Freeman Tractor. Drop in and see them today. You'll be glad you did. It's like going in and sitting down with a friend. I'd like to say thank you to everyone who watched this morning. I do appreciate that for helping out. A big thank you to our sponsors, Hooper's on 22nd Avenue, Kim's Photography, along with Rick Justice Automotive. Real good folks there. Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, also EMEPA, Graphics Guru, SMI Automotive, San Marcos Mexican Restaurant, along with the good folks at Freeman Tractor, and also the Lauderdale County Farm Supply. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and tell a friend about it. And as always, we'll be here when the weather turns bad to track it street by street up to your doorstep.